Hi guys, how are you? My name is One Titanium. Welcome back to Real Macroeconomics and Investing. So, let's talk about fake MMT. They're hot in the news, whatever. One of the great marketing schemes of fake MMT is to start a conversation of where money came from. And what you'll hear is, well, where did the dollar come from? Well, it came from the government. Okay, so if it came from the government, then we don't need to. The government doesn't need to fund itself. So therefore, the dollar is in the center of the economic universe, and they go on from there. Okay, that's how they do it. This fucking market is brilliant. Let me tell you something that's really basic and fucking fundamental that nobody can deny. Nobody. The United States of America, in 200 years, has created the greatest economy in the history of mankind. Under capitalism and using neoclassical, whatever the fuck you want to call it, using those economics, we got to the greatest economy in the world, where 5% of the global population produces 25% of global GDP. 25%. Think about that. You think they did that because they offered job guarantees and free fucking money everywhere with just deficit spend and hey, look how great we are? Or was it because we work hard? Blood, sweat, tears, innovation, risk taking. What do you think? Which one do you think it is? I mean, are you insane or what? That's what it takes to become the greatest economy in the world. $150 trillion in assets is what the United States is worth. But here comes all these, they think outside the box. These gurus, they spent 25 years of their lives doing it, and they came up with a job guarantee, and we can print, and don't worry, and we're going to be hyper vigilant on inflation, and we're going to go on CNBC and say that. I'll be hypersensitive. Like, what are you, fucking nuts? Seriously. The act of printing cannot produce productivity. The act of printing cannot add value to a currency. You understand? If you want to get MMT, that's where you get them. Where it really hurts, where reality fucking gets them right in their fucking balls. You cannot print productivity. You cannot print value for a currency. Yeah, Venezuela, sure. Yeah, they meet all their obligations, all of them, all their obligations denominated in the boulevard, for 100%, they meet them. You know what the value of the currency is? Less than toilet paper. Literally, you're saving money by wiping your ass with their money than you are to go out and buy toilet paper. You require more money, more boulevards than the toilet paper to buy it. Think about that. But MMT has everybody bamboozled. The fake MMTers who run around and say, oh, government doesn't need to fund itself. Without your productivity, without your hard work, risk-taking, innovation, blood, sweat, tears, it is impossible for the government to tax anything back worth the value. Every single hyperinflation in history has been because of the collapse of the productivity. Every single one. So why is the dollar, or the Austrians love the gold as if, if we could just unearth more gold, we'll be richer. It's not about gold, and it's not about the fiat currency or a dollar or a bolivar or whatever the fuck. It's always about productivity, innovation, risk-taking. And I'll keep saying that. And I'll keep fucking stepping on their throats because they can't print that. They cannot print it. They cannot print value for a currency. And this is why I tell you, this is a wonderful marketing scheme by these fake MMTers. You see, they can tell you about sectoral balances and accounting identities and balance sheets and spreadsheets. They're experts at it. So why don't they tell you about the private sector? If you cut it in half, there's household income savings, and you have business profit savings. By accounting identity, it must be true that household income savings must equal profit savings for business. It cannot be any other way. So why do they omit that? Why does fake MMT omit that from their little description? Which, by the way, it's a very nice description, except for the two sectoral balances that they choose to omit. Because you know what that means? That if you deficit spend into the household by accounting identity, it will end up as profit savings to the top 5%. Business, high net worth individuals. These are the people who are then going to take those dollars and they're going to go buy the bonds, and then they're going to reuse that money back into the household portion, productive part of the economy. That's going to go right back to the top 5%, and then they're going to keep doing it again. Because the government doesn't deficit spend, okay? The government issues bonds, and those bonds need to be bought by somebody, and that is high net worth individuals. So the only way you can fix inequality is if the 95% are the ones who are accumulating those treasury bonds, which they're not, nor will they under a job guarantee or any other program the stupid asses can come up with. You see? It's a neoliberal group using progressive talk to sneak their way through it, using cute little fancy words like interest income. Oh yes, when the government spends to pay bondholders, it is providing interest income. Why do you think Mosler uses the word income, interest income? Because income suggests that they will spend it. So do you think high net worth individuals, institutions, foreign governments, pension funds are going to go out and do what? Buy 330 million cups of coffee every day? Burgers? Watch a movie 33 million times? You see? It's fuckery, dude. It's all fuckery. And you guys are falling for it. You're falling for it. Natasha Kelton goes on CNBC. Oh, we'll be vigilant. Yeah, don't worry about it. We'll be vigilant on inflation. So what? The Fed is not vigilant on inflation? What the fuck? Wasn't interest income supposed to be inflationary? And then what happened? The global economy started to slow. U.S. started to slow the data. What did the Fed do? The Fed stopped raising interest rates. Why? Because they were deflationary, not inflationary. So whatever happened to this other bullshit line that fake MMTers like to use? Nehru. Oh, yeah, the government is purposely using unemployment, high unemployment to control inflation. What happened to that? Completely wrong. You see what I'm saying? Do you understand how their marketing works? It's always about productivity. In the center of the economic universe is productivity. That's how we got to the greatest economy in the history of mankind. That's the way it works. Not printing. That's just ridiculous. And I'm surprised that people don't understand it. We're in the longest job expansion in history. We have jolts that is less than one, which means there's more jobs and people looking for jobs. We have unemployment claims to population, historical low. I mean, what the fuck? But this is, everybody's falling for it. Everybody's falling for this nonsense. So remember, you cannot print productivity. You cannot print value for a currency. And if you want to make America great, just like it has been, then guess what? Hard work, innovation, risk-taking, blood, sweat, tears. That's what got us here. That's what's going to get us there in the future. Not printing. Take care.